Today, we are going straight into how to use Gemini inside Google Docs. Instead of spending too much time on concepts, we will focus on how it helps you analyze a resume, improve the content, create a cover letter, and organize a document. Before we start, make sure Gemini is enabled on your Google account. If you are using a company or school Google Workspace account, your administrator may need to enable the feature for you first. Now let's open a document in Google Docs. Here, I will use a resume as an example. Once you are inside the document, click the Gemini button on the top right or side area. This will open the Gemini side panel. You can ask Gemini to summarize the resume, or you can ask questions about the resume content. For example, summarize the key strengths of this resume. Gemini will quickly generate a summary based on the current document. But if you only use it this way, you are not getting the most out of it. The truly useful part is asking Gemini to analyze the document with more context. For example, we can copy a job description, then paste it into the Gemini prompt box. Next, type, analyze how well this resume matches this job description, and point out what needs to be improved. This way, Gemini can give more specific suggestions based on your resume and the job requirements. It may tell you which experiences match the role, which keywords are not clear enough, and which parts can be written more professionally. Here is an important point: sources matter. Near the Gemini prompt box, you can find source or search settings. You can choose whether Gemini can use Google Drive, Gmail, chat history, or web search. If you have saved project descriptions, old cover letters, or other work experience documents in Google Drive, you can enable Drive access. This way, Gemini will not only look at the current resume, but can also use more information for the analysis. If you wanted to reference online industry information, such as common skill requirements for a role, you can enable web search. So before using Gemini, think about one question first: what sources do you want it to look at? Next, let's look at the second practical feature: improving selected text. For example, one work experience section in the resume may sound too plain. First, select that paragraph. Then click Gemini or the Refine option in the floating menu. Next, type, make this section more concise, more professional, and more suitable for applying to a tech company. Gemini will generate a preview of the revision first. You can choose to accept or reject it. This design is useful because it does not directly overwrite your original text. If you only want to adjust the tone, you can type, make this paragraph sound more natural and less like AI-generated text. If you want to make it more result-oriented, you can type, rewrite this paragraph to emphasize achievements and measurable results. The third use case is creating a cover letter. You can create a new blank Google Docs document. A Gemini input bar usually appears at the bottom of a blank document. Here, type, based on this resume and this job description, create a concise and professional cover letter in English for the recruiter. After the draft is generated, do not use it immediately. You can select a paragraph and ask Gemini to shorten it, change the tone, or make it more formal. Finally, there is one more entry point that is easy to miss: the Gemini menu in the top menu bar. Here you can find shortcuts and settings. One useful feature is that Gemini can read the full document or a summary out loud. If you want to check whether your cover letter sounds natural, this feature is very helpful. To sum up, Gemini in Google Docs is not just a writing tool. It is more like a document assistant. You can use it to summarize a resume, analyze job fit, improve paragraphs, create a cover letter, insert images, and even listen to the document. The most efficient way to use it is to tell Gemini what task you want to complete, and then tell it which sources it can use. That way, the result will be much closer to what you actually need.